And we are live. I had a little trouble coming on live. I'm not sure what happened, but we are live now. So I will go ahead and say, hey, friends, thanks for joining me. Hey, Cheryl, it is good to have you with me. I appreciate your being here. I'm going to go ahead and give the greeting and we will get started. My printer is making weird noises. All right, so welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. On this episode of the Shoutout Sunday Show, we're going to talk about how the coronavirus or COVID-19 is disrupting our lives. We'll also talk about how we as YouTube creators can deliver some useful content to help viewers through this global pandemic. And then I'll give you updates on open invites and collabs. But before we get into that, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women how to grow their influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something you want to do, then hit that subscribe button and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you've joined us on the replay, welcome. I'm sure you'll get good value from what we do here today. And feel free to jump in and answer comments or ask questions and put them in the description box, or rather put them in the comment box, and I'll try to get back to you. And for those of you who have joined me live, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I know there's just a lot going on, and I appreciate that you guys are here with me. So let's see who has joined us. So, hey, Leah Rowe at Junker Necker, how are you doing? And I see Jazzy Green Decor Style. Liz, how are you, Liz? Hey, Cheryl from Around the House with Cheryl. I am always glad to see my gardening sister pop up here, as well as others. And then Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie, how are you doing? And Everyday Living with Karen Jeter, and Diva Designing on a Dime. I got some words for you, lady. But yes, I'm glad to have you with us as well. And just everyone, I am just so glad that you guys joined me tonight. I think we've got some important stuff to talk about. And I just thought that's what we should address tonight. So as far as the rundown for tonight's show, the first thing we're going to address is the problems associated with the coronavirus in your community. And then we'll talk about how you as YouTube creators can make a difference. Like, what is it that you as a YouTube creator can do? What kind of content can you produce to help our viewers out? And then I've got a challenge that I want to talk about associated with that. And then lastly, I'll give you updates on the open invites and collabs. And keep in mind that if we're not able to get through the updates on the open invites and collabs during our discussion, I will get my notes tweaked and I'll get them in the description box below this video tonight. I will make it a priority to get that done. And before we get into it, what you sipping on? I got lemonade tonight, ladies. And I tell you what, when I went out to do my grocery haul for the coronavirus, I thought I have got to get me some lemonade. I was not about to be stuck in my house for 2 weeks. Glad you're here with us tonight. Marilyn at Fabulous Design on a Budget has tea. Kimberly Davis at Diva Designing on a Dime has water. And Sister Cousins Lifestyle. Hey, Sandy, good to have you with us. Some of the ladies are popping in and saying, hey, Sister Circle. And yes, the Sister Circle is here tonight. And oh, Karen said she was able to get her live done Friday night. We had a little bit of a chatter going on because she was trying to figure out how to go live. She was going to use OBS in her computer. And I mean, I couldn't help her because I went live with OBS twice. The first time I was on for an hour, no sound. The second time, it was just goofy. So Sandy has wine. Lynn Kelly, author. I don't know if I spoke to you or not, but hey, how are you doing? And Karen and Andrea and Diva and I think I have. Landon, everyone. I think I've greeted everyone. So, hey, how are all of you guys? And then organizing by Darcy just joined in. So, yeah. So, the ladies are here in the house. I've got 15 people on. If I could get 15 thumbs up right now, that would just help me out. I'd appreciate that. And now the video assignment for tonight, and I don't know if I put that in the description box or not. I might have forgot to do that, but I'll do it. When I tweak it to put in the updates on the open advice and collabs, I'll put the video assignment in. And the video assignment for tonight is by video influencers, Sean Cannell and Benji Travis at Video Influencers. And the name of the video is Coronavirus Response: How to Make the Best of a Bad Situation with YouTube. And I have been thinking about this all along, but it just kind of gave me the impetus to kind of bring this to you guys for us to address from this perspective. And I'll get to that in just a minute. And the other thing that I want to remind you guys before we get into the open invites and collabs is about my March Pantry Challenge, in which I was encouraging all of you to do an inventory of your freezer, your fridge, and your pantry so that you know what's in there. And then you will either do an organization in your pantry or your fridge, is that you know what you've got. If you need to declutter or pitch expired foods, you can do that. But the biggest thing is to know what you have so that when you have to go grocery shopping, you know what you need. And so then you can save money because you know what you need. And if you want to make videos, you can, but they're not necessary. And then toward the end of the month, and I forget the date, we will come on live and we'll talk about how well we did. Did we save money? Did we reorganize or whatever? And if you wanted to make a video suggestions included your inventory process, a meal you make based upon your freezer, your fridge, or your pantry, a grocery shopping haul based on your inventory. And that was what I shared last week, was a grocery shopping haul based upon my inventory of things that I needed. Or you could make meals from your freezer, fridge, and pantry based on this lockdown. More about that later. And then there is a hashtag March Pantry Challenge. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started with the shout outs because I want to make sure that everyone has what they need. And Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget, I guess you noticed, Marilyn, that I did make you a moderator. Just because, and just in case I needed one, because the one night we had the troll jump on, and I was able to take care of them, but everyone had been on earlier, and then that's usually on that were moderators had been on earlier, and they had to jump off for whatever reason. And so at the time he was on, there was nobody. So I made you a moderator, Marilyn, so that you can help out. If some of the other moderators weren't there, I figured I had plenty of people there to do what needs to be done. So, okay. So here we go. All right, so the first I want to start out is with the shout outs. And the first shout out goes to Kimberly Davis at Diva Designing on a Dime. Girlfriend hit the 20,000 subscriber mark. So everybody, let's give kudos to Diva for reaching that 20,000 subscriber milestone. I'm telling you, it is hard to get to 20,000 subscribers. It takes a minute to get there. So everybody give Diva some congratulations, like, woohoo, 20,000 subscribers. And she did do a video last week that kind of talked a little bit about her excitement for doing that. But I thought, as the ladies of the Sister Circle, we needed to give her some congratulations. Oh, no, Diva, you're not in trouble. Girl, you know I'm teasing. I do have something to talk to you about, but I'm just teasing. But we'll get to that in a minute. But yes, congratulations. I was so excited because I know how it feels to get that first 100, and then that first 250, and then 500, and then 1,000, especially 1,000 because it unlocks a few other things on YouTube. But then to get to 20,000, you know, 25,000 is just around the corner. So The sister circle is sending you out kudos, kudos, kudos. Now, the second shout out goes to, again, Diva Designing on a Dime, and then Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living. Now, let me just tell you about these two ladies and why they're getting a shout out for this particular day. So, so first of all, so Diva is getting a shout out for her, and Lady Phoenix both are getting a shout out for being timely and being on point on creating YouTube videos on the topic of the coronavirus. So again, kudos to Diva and kudos to Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living for being on point for creating videos on the coronavirus. Now, let me be transparent here, because you guys know I keep it real. So I have to say, I felt some kind of way when I saw these ladies' videos. And I'm thinking I saw them back to back. So I don't know what was going through my feed, but the first one I saw was Kimberly Davis's video on being prepared about the coronavirus, and then Lady Phoenix's video about the coronavirus. And I was like, what? What? I was like, why is Diva making a video on the coronavirus? She doesn't do healthcare. I do. And then I saw Lady Phoenix's video. I was like, what? She doesn't talk about healthcare. Even though Lady Phoenix is a registered nurse, she never talks about healthcare. She talks about home decor and creating a beautiful space. Beautiful. I'm like, what the what? And my next thought was, way to go, ladies. Way to go, way to go, way to go. So ladies, they deserve another round of kudos because they were timely and on point. Now, what was my problem? Why don't I have a video out on the coronavirus yet? Well, let me tell you. First of all, they're doing exactly what they should be doing. Exactly what they should be doing. Number one, and that is being timely and creating videos that are on trend. Have we not talked about that? Can I say they're listening to the different things we've been going over here on the channel? So yes. And I see Marilyn's got like a bottle of champagne and some other stuff. So they are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. What was I doing? Well, I was working on a video, how to sew a button on a coat. And it was taking me 3 days to get that video done because of the different editing and things like that. And I had to reshoot part of it because I didn't get it close enough. How to sew a button on a coat. An important topic. And it's part of my new homemaking series. My, I can't even think of the name of it now, but my domestic arts, part of my domestic arts series. But that was what I was working on. How to sew a button on a coat. Important, but was it timely? That's the question. So let's see. Now let me follow my notes because I want to make sure I get all this in, because this is something I really want us to think about. So I was working on how to sew a button on a coat. Plus, I was doing my research. And I think I had talked to someone or I made a comment that I was doing my research on the coronavirus. And you guys know how I do. I got to research everything. I got to get some references and resources and that kind of thing so that I can document those or make sure I'm presenting the correct information. I was taking too long. And what did they do? They used the information they had and they put their videos out there. That's number one. They used what they had and they went for it, where I'm still taking time to research. Now, I've got my video done, but I'm working on the editing. I got a few graphics I need to get done and this and that. And I'm like, Denise, get the video out. So there's that. Oh, Sandy, Sandy, before you drop off, I want you to hear about our new challenge, but there's that. So now let's unpack what they did. And we'll start with Diva's video. Oh, and by the way, I will link both of their videos in the description box so that you can check them out, because you really need to take a look at them. All right. So, oh, and one other thing before I get into that. One of the things that Sean always asks us, this is Sean Cannell, one of my YouTube mentors, and he always says, what's the next most important video that you need to make? The next most important video that you need to make. So when I thought about that, I stopped working on how to sew a button on a coat. It's half edited. It'll come out later. But then I started working on my coronavirus video, because that was the most important video that I needed to work on. So I want you guys to think about that as well. Okay, so now, so like I said, can you say, like, I dropped the ball? I just wasn't as quick, as timely as I should have been. Now, there's still time, but I should have had that out last week. But okay. Oh, and then also, I do know that some people really didn't want to do much about the coronavirus because YouTube was censoring people and demonetizing them if they did something about the coronavirus or mentioned it in the title or in the video. And they kind of have reevaluated that decision because it's not going away. It is a trending topic and it is important. So they're looking at how people address it, because they don't want sensationalism or exploitation, that kind of thing. So there's that. So now let's unpack what Diva did first. So her video was titled Coronavirus Shopping Haul, Are You Prepared? So she talks about usually home decor, all things home, cleaning. She does a little cooking. She does some organizing, but it's definitely a home channel. She mentions her family and things like that. So when she talked about a shopping haul, a grocery shopping haul, well, not grocery shopping haul, but a shopping haul to prepare for the coronavirus, it made perfect sense. It totally worked. And now we've seen shopping hauls that Diva's done plenty of times. Again, usually home decor, but still, we've seen her do plenty of shopping hauls. So this shopping haul on this trending topic was genius. Genius is all I can say. It was genius, but not only was it genius, it was helpful. Now, was she trying to come off as a medical expert? No. What she was doing was talking about me as a person. I am a wife and mother. I have a family that I need to be concerned about. What do I need to do to prepare my family for the possible impact of the coronavirus? And that's what she did. She talked about what she was buying. She talked about the meds that she likes to use when her family has this or that, and the products that she needed to get, what she could find, what she couldn't find. So it was a very well executed video, very well executed, and it was on point. Like Karen Jeter said, Diva was on point. So she told you about how it was affecting her, what she was doing, and then it also gave you inspiration that, you know what, maybe I need to think about this. So again, it was on point. It was excellent. It was excellent. It was excellent. So if you have not seen that, you need to see it. And again, she made it work from her perspective, how things were affecting her. So, hey, Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens, I'm glad you're with us. Remember, you're not late. You are here when you needed to be here. So, yes, it was very good. And it made me say, look, Denise, quit pussyfooting around and get your video done. Quit working on how to sew a button on a coat and take care of this other business that you needed to do. Because a couple of my subscribers had said they were looking forward to me doing something about that. So I'm working on that now. So there's that. So Thrifting Adventures, hey, how you doing? I see you joined us as well. Now let's talk about what Lady Phoenix did. And her video was preventing coronavirus review. So now she normally talks about home decor and making things beautiful, and she does the elegance challenge, that kind of thing, every so often. Statistics regarding that, and then she gave a review. Now, when I saw her title, I was like, what's she going to review? She's going to review some products that she's going to be using to help protect her home, something for cleaning. What? Well, she was reviewing an air filter. An air filter. How genius is that? Now, she probably got that air filter a little earlier to review, but it was how she deployed it and the title she used that really brought it all home. So again, she made it work for her. She does do product reviews from time to time, and this time she talked about reviewing the air filter and how the air filter can help protect her home from the coronavirus. So you guys say I'm buffering. To me, it just looks fine. So I don't see anything or notice anything. I don't know why I'd be buffering, but hopefully you guys can hang in there. So there's that. So both of the ladies got kudos, big ups this month because they were on point, they were on target, and they made it relevant for them. So there's that. So now here's the thing that I wanted us to talk about, and that was how can we create video content that works for our channel, that is not sensational, that does not sensationalize or exploit the problem, but also capitalizes on the trend. That's what I want us to talk about right now. So here's the thing. And the video assignment that I uploaded by Sean Cannell and Benji Travis talked about the same thing. They talked about the fact that, yeah, this is a problem, but what can you do while you're sitting at home to work on it? So I thought that, well, I am going to issue you guys a challenge, and it is going to be called the Creators Coronavirus Challenge, YouTube for Good. Now, here's the thing. Do not put Creators Coronavirus Challenge in your title. Don't put that anywhere in your video, anywhere in your description box, because YouTube will probably view that as exploitation. I'm saying to you, the ladies here hearing me tonight, that this is a challenge to you to create some content centered around the coronavirus that makes sense for you and your channel. Like Diva created a video that made sense for her. I'm challenging you to create a video that makes sense for you. Hey, the Thrift Queen is here. Hey, Joan, good to have you with me. So, and I did come up with a few examples, but use the term coronavirus or COVID-19 in your title, and there will be a hashtag, and I got to make sure I get the right hashtag. And if there's more info about this, I'll let you guys know. And I will create a playlist so that we can put our videos in a playlist, and then we can link to the playlist and kind of, hopefully get more traction on our videos that way. Because what I did find is that when I was searching for like the Sean Cannell and Benji Travis video, it didn't just pop up right away. I had to kind of look for it. So there's that. And like I said, I think Diva did a beautiful job making her title fit, like coronavirus, are you prepared? So there was that, grocery shopping haul, are you prepared? And that. So let's talk about how we can do something that makes sense for us. And let's see if we can get this done in the next 10 days. And I'll take another couple days to create the playlist, but then use the hashtag so we can get in the playlist. And I'll make the playlist as soon as I get things together. So I had a few thoughts, and these are just my thoughts. And then you guys can let me know what you think. For like Wendy Always Busy, Marie's DIY, Made with Glee, people that are into DIY stuff, I thought maybe you might want to do a DIY video, either related to all these kids being at home and their mom's got to figure out, what are they going to do with these kids all day? So maybe you might create a video about some DIY project that the mothers can work with the children, or maybe even the kids could do it by themselves, but something to keep them entertained. What do you think about that? That was just a thought. But for those that are into DIY, I thought it would be perfect. Or, and one of my subscribers asked me about this. I just haven't done it yet. I bought all the supplies, but a DIY hand sanitizer, a DIY home disinfectant. I've got all the stuff downstairs. Just haven't made the video yet because I was working on how to sew a button on a coat. So think about that. So projects for kids. But when you title your video, make sure that you aim it somehow, you indicate that it's for the moms. And when you fill out the form, that you've got to fill out, this video is not for children. This video is for the mom. So make all of that clear. So now Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens, you're a librarian. What are your suggestions for people who are going to be shut in? So for example, I'm going to be shut in for the next few weeks. What are your suggestions about resources that I can get from the library? One of the things that I asked at my library, they used to have these little activity kits. So now, Marilyn, you're asking how long do you think we should wait? So now are you guys having trouble seeing me? I see you're having some buffering and someone else is, but I don't think everybody else is having that problem. But yes, Diva, a lot of viewers are asking for DIY hand sanitizer. So I plan to do that. But just because I plan to do it doesn't mean somebody else can't do it. So, Diva, you've already set the bar for your circle, for your viewers. So you might consider doing that if you've got the stuff at home. So Thrifting Adventure says a lot of libraries are closed, unfortunately. I don't know if our library has closed in our area yet, but if you can't get out to the library, what are some online library resources that you can get access to? Because most libraries have an online function as well. They've got a whole online piece. Our library has where you can get books online and that kind of thing. So there's that. So yeah, you could do a spring book list idea. And but again, Mary, when you come up with your title, spring book, somehow you want to indicate it's the spring book list for moms, for moms stuck with, I don't know, children at home or whatever. But just make sure you fix it so that the title doesn't look like it's made for children. So now Karen Jeter said she's having her son do some spring cleaning in his room while he's out of school. Great idea. I was going to say that. So for you cooks out there, what about breakfast and lunch ideas? Because these moms are going to be home with all these kids. They got to do something. Great read aloud books for moms. Lynn Kelly, are you a librarian too? I know Mary is, but and I know you're an author, but I was just wondering if you were a librarian too. But yes, that's a good idea. But for the cooks, breakfast and lunch videos, but just something that you need to do to keep your kids entertained. What are you going to do? I know my daughter, I was talking to her the other day, and she was saying that her daughter, who was 16, she said the kids are just bored crazy. And so Jordy was trying to organize a group of kids to go to the bowling alley and meet for bowling. And she told her, absolutely not. You're supposed to be in the house, not going out. So they were maybe going to have like maybe 2 or 3 friends come over and then just connect that way. But it was just like, no, you are not going out to a bowling alley. I think they live in Tennessee. And I think they said something about no gatherings larger than 25 people there. Okay. So that was a thought. And for those of you who like cleaning videos, how to disinfect your home for the coronavirus, how to prepare your home for the coronavirus, cleaning some area in your home and talking about that. So that was just the thought. And there's lots of ideas coming up over here in the chat. So you guys should be taking some notes about some of those. So Cheryl said she has plenty of things for her grandson to do. The school is closed for 2 weeks, so she's going to be working on spelling and cleaning baseboards. And yeah, get them involved in helping you clean certain things. They will think it's fun. Joan said her grandgirl came home for the rest of the semester. She goes to Rowan. So, what are some things that you can do, Joan, with that grandchild? Maybe she could help you organize some of your thrift supplies, or those of you who have a craft closet. Maybe some of them could help with that. So, yeah, Marilyn, we are still here. I see you just sent me a message. I'm getting messages from all of you guys. So, Tablescape Diva, hey, how are you doing? All Things Lux by Robin. I haven't seen you for a while. How are you doing as well? Let's see. So, people into time management. How do you use your time to reorganize around the house? So, maybe something about maybe a plan for cleaning or reorganization, or something that you can do with the kids that you've been putting off regarding cleaning or reorganizing. Maybe now's the time to do it. So those are just some ideas. So what are some other thoughts about that? So now Cheryl says she can't go to Dollar Tree, so she's going to do some gardening videos. That's great, Cheryl. You can do those at home. Maybe how to keep yourself occupied when you're on lockdown or something like that. So that's a great idea. So what are some other thoughts that you guys have about how you can create content that is relevant for your channel related to the coronavirus? Any other ideas? Hey, Kenya, how you doing? Now, so just to kind of refresh what I'm talking about, I have issued, number one, a challenge to all of you ladies out here in the sister circle to create a video around the coronavirus that is relevant for your channel. Not to be sensational, not to be exploitive, but we're trying to do some good, because all these people that are home are going to be wanting something to do. They're going to be on YouTube, television, and wherever. So if they're on YouTube, you want them to be on your YouTube channel. So what kind of videos do you think you could create, Kenya, that are around the coronavirus, or that have to do with your channel? Just something that makes sense for you. So Tablescape Diva says she redid her guest bathroom. So maybe even though you just redid your guest bathroom, maybe you could show how to clean your bathroom or how to disinfect your bathroom to keep your family safe or something like that. Yes, you can do cooking videos. And I really think cooking videos for lunches and breakfast will be good, because you don't want to have the same thing, but also for dinners, because if you've got the family home every day, you're going to have to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinners. So yes, sanitizing an area of Maryland, that is a great idea. Sanitizing an area is a great idea. So Kenya said she asked her audience the other day, and she was planning to do a haul, but now all the shelves are empty. Well, see, this is the thing, Kenya. What do you already have at home that you can show to, honey, did you need me? No. Okay. What do you already have at home that you can pull out and create a video around that makes sense for you? Maybe Addison's going to be home for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe what you might do is pull out some of his things that you're going to work with him over the next few weeks that to keep him occupied. Maybe you might do that. Maybe you've already got some things at home that you would use to clean your house, to get ready for, to kind of sanitize your home. Maybe you just get those things out and you just talk about that. I got some greens in the crock pot, or rather in my Instant Pot. And I can smell them a little bit. I hope they're not burning up. We'll see. I suppose my husband will let me know if they are. But yeah, and you could purge and organize his playroom. That's something else you could consider doing. So what else can you consider doing? Now, Cheryl, you say you need a videographer for your gardening videos, but are you in Texas? I'm not sure where you are, but remember, people are supposed to be staying home. Okay, so Tablescape Diva said she did put that in a video. So Kenya's people do want to see a haul, but she says now all the shelves are empty. Well, the shelves are empty now, but they won't be for long. For example, there was just some talk about that on the store today. So like Walmart and some other stores are going to be closing shortening their store hours. They'll be open 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. to allow time to restock, clean, and that kind of thing. So there will be more products in the stores. Now, what you probably won't find is bleach, hand sanitizer, and you won't find hand sanitizer and probably Lysol or something like that. But you just might as they restock. So when the store in your area restocks, you could do a haul then. Oh, okay. So Cheryl's in North Carolina. Yes, get your hubby to help you in doing some videography. So yeah, help with that. I think spring cleaning videos will be great, Cheryl. Definitely. Not only spring cleaning in the house, but maybe spring cleaning your garden. You love gardening videos, and I think that's how we met. So maybe spring cleaning your garden. What do you need to do to get your garden ready for spring? Because as we think about it, people are going to be home. They're going to be bored. So you're spring cleaning your garden to help people get ready for spring. That is something to help them to be thinking about other things. It totally works. It doesn't have to say coronavirus in the title or even be about the coronavirus, but is it helpful to a viewer? They're sitting at home, they're bored to death, and your video pops up about getting your garden ready for spring. Man, I am all about it because I am so ready to start getting my garden ready for spring. That will help to take their mind off the fact that they're on lockdown. Maybe they might go out in their backyard and do a few little things. So definitely. So now Marilyn says they're on a work from home assignment. So if you're on a work from home assignment, maybe you might do a video, Marilyn, on how to work from home, how to be productive when you work from home, what to do, what not to do when you work from home. Okay, what else? I'm enjoying this. This is fun. So Tablescape Diva says she's still in the field and she's hoping she doesn't get isolated. Okay, I get that. Hey, Denise at Lifestyle with Rucker. Good to have you with us. So yeah, so all of these ideas that I'm talking about, they're just kind of popping into my head, or people are putting things over there in the chat box, but it doesn't mean you can't consider doing it and making it work for you. Because here's the thing. Let's say Diva does a video on hand sanitizer. I do a video on hand sanitizer. Let's say Marilyn does a video on hand sanitizer. Everybody puts their own spin on it. Everyone has their own unique viewers, their own unique approach. Everyone there's going to be other hand sanitizer videos out there. If you got the goods to do one, make one. So Tablescape Diva says, I went out to help in this crisis. Tell me what you went out to do. And Tablescape Diva, I've forgotten your name. Tell us what you went out to do. We want to know. So Marilyn's going to be working from home on her workstation at home. But see, there is a trick to working at home. First of all, when you work at home, sometimes you never stop because you're there at home, you're in front of your computer. So you just work. That's one problem with working from home. The other thing is that you can get distracted. Well, maybe I'll just go throw on this little laundry. Well, maybe this, maybe that. Or maybe the family doesn't let you have the quiet that you need when you're working from home. So what kind of boundaries or rules do you need to set up to work from home? It may be new for whoever has to do that. So those are just some things to think about. Okay. Other ideas. So what we're doing, Denise, is talking about how we can create videos, how we can create content over the next 2 to 3 weeks to help people get through this coronavirus crisis. Some communities are on more of a lockdown than others, but all of the communities are struggling. Okay, so Kenya's going to jump on and off. She's working with IT about something. So sounds like she may be working from home in a little bit. So Marilyn said it's just her and the hubby, but still, you know, now you guys know how my hubby, I call him Mr. Noisy because he is around. You guys always know when he's there. You hear him doing something in the background, whether it's him going in the bathroom when I'm in the kitchen and then flushing the toilet or whatever. Or I don't know. So it can still be something. So yeah. So just kind of think about what are the challenges? So it's just you and the hubby. But does he say, come in right in the middle of the babe, let's have lunch, you know? So think about that. Yeah, Diva's laughing, but yeah, you guys know when he's around. And I would rather have him around than not. But just sometimes, it can just be a little bit, a little annoying sometimes. But that's what comes when you live with someone and you occupy the same space with someone. So yeah, so it's okay. All right. So what are some other ideas? So Wendy Always Busy, what are some thoughts that you have on what you can do in the next 10 days to capitalize on this trend? Because remember, if something's on trend, if it makes sense for you, you should try to do something on that topic. So Cheryl said her hubby is usually doing something in the garden. Well, once the end of April or the end of March comes, the first week of April, my husband usually gets his boat out of storage, and then he's always in the garage working on it until it's time to get it in the water. And then he's still working on it every day because they've been out on the water and there's stuff you got to do to it when you bring it home. So yeah, he's usually busier then, but it's like right now he's in the house. So I kind of have to work around him. So Leah says she's got her husband and her teenager around. So there might be a struggle as well. So yeah, I mean, you guys know hubbies are hubbies. That's just what they do. And that's part of living with someone. And it's okay. We just have to work around it. So what are some other thoughts on what you can do? Now, let's just talk real quick about what's going on in your community, and that might jog some ideas. So for example, one of the things that on the video that Sean showed us, he showed us a video clip from a woman who lived in Seattle, and she was talking about how the coronavirus and the Seattle shutdown was affecting her life. And she did some footage from all around Seattle, showed the empty streets and that kind of thing. And that whereas all of this is usually busy, right now it's a ghost town and that kind of thing. And she mentioned she was working from home. And she had a lot of B-roll where she just walked around, just shot footage of different things, no people, and then she did a little bit of talking. So there's that. Now, how is it affecting us here in Indiana? Well, as you know, the U.S. has been a little bit delayed in their response. So we've had 10 cases of the coronavirus diagnosed or suspected coronavirus in Indiana. The first one was last week in Indianapolis. The second one was in Kendallville or somewhere not too far from here. Now there's 10 cases, but there's none in Allen County, which is where I live, yet that have been confirmed. But all around my county, Adams, Wells, and Noble County, they've had confirmed cases, which means if we're in the center and all these people in these little small counties around us come into Fort Wayne for work, for shopping, for whatever, various events, it's just a matter of a couple of days before there are cases here in Allen County. They've closed all the schools here in our city. They did this on Friday. They closed them all on Friday, which means next week, all the kids will be home. So I had gone out to the rehab center to visit my mom on Friday. I had to take her to a doctor's appointment. And then, no, that's wrong. I had to bring her home for a home visit. And the physical therapist came out to assess the home to see how things were going. And then I had to take her back because, the family had to do the transporting to see how we were able to do getting her in and out of the car, that kind of thing. And on the way back, I decided to stop at Walmart and just pick up a couple little things like toothpaste and just a couple little things that I didn't have. Well, I'm glad I did, because when I got in there, the store was really busy, but they had just closed the Fort Wayne Community Schools that day. And I must have gotten the store, must have been around 1:30, 2 o'clock. When I left the store at, let's say, 3:30, people had picked up their kids from school, and the store was like busy as heck. And you would have thought it was Christmas Eve, the way people were coming in that store looking for things. And by the time I left, some of the shelves were starting to get a little bit bare. And a lot of the moms were looking for things like snacky items that they could feed the kids at home, as well as toilet tissue and bleach and hand sanitizer, none of which was in the store, but those kinds of things. So by the time I got home, got my things put away, my husband was fussing like, why did you stop at the store again? We don't need all this stuff. I did stop when I stopped in Walmart, I picked up another case of beer for him, because I thought, you are on lockdown. You are not going out in the next 2 weeks. So Michelle at My Everyday Wife Live she said on Instagram, she encouraged people to turn off the TV and get to cleaning to stay busy, to take their mind off the virus stuff. I've been watching quite a bit, and sometimes my husband will turn it off and he'll go and watch other stuff. And there's no sports on, so they're coming up to be trying to be creative as to what they can put on ESPN. But I've been watching when the president does a press conference, even though he doesn't say anything, I listen, because I want to hear what the experts at the CDC and all the other people say. I've been listening to CNN and all the different news because I'm just gathering information, which is part of why I didn't get my editing done, because it was like every day things were changing, but still there's that. But that's how things are going on here. And so the schools are closed. The Walmart in our area is going to be open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And my husband works as an usher or a red coat at the Memorial Coliseum. And they have closed, like all the hockey has been closed, all the NBA closed. Then they also closed the G League, which is the Mad Ants, and they play here. So those are the events he normally works. All those events were canceled. So we've got lots of stuff canceled. So whereas right now you can still find things in the store, at least I was able to. And I was just talking to April Will on Thursday, and I said, well, you know what? You can still pretty much find everything in the stores. I asked her what was she having trouble finding, and she said, she's in Spain, and she said there was limited meat in the store, and then of course no cleaning products, bleach and hand sanitizer, those kinds of things, and meat was kind of in short supply. And I said, well, we're not having any trouble here. And my husband was sitting in the other room. He goes, yeah, well, he said it just started. And then the very next day when I went to the store, people were hitting things up in the store like crazy. I saw one guy, his cart was so full of meat and other stuff. I was like, dang, what you preparing for? But then again, I've been, my freezer is pretty full. I usually probably buy way too much groceries on a weekly basis for the two of us, but now I'm glad I did, because my refrigerator and my freezer is stocked. Oh, so now Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens said they have had their closed schools where she is, and they had an elderly woman die in the hospital near her 2 days ago. Cheryl says she's a hoarder of her stockpile, so she won't have to come out. Michelle said she found plenty on Thursday, but her sister said today the shelves were empty of toilet paper, that kind of thing. When I was leaving Walmart, there was no toilet paper on the shelf at all. And I didn't need any because I had gotten stuff. And, you know, guys, I'm just telling you, with my healthcare background, I knew this was coming. So 2 weeks ago, I sent all my family an email or not an Instagram, but a text or FaceTime and said, this is what I think you should do. I think you should stock up on food, particularly this, and this, you know, whatever you think your family's going to need. And I also said, I think you ought to get anywhere from $50 to $500 out of the bank just to have some cash at home. So I'm going to suggest that to you guys. Get anywhere from $50 to $500, whatever it is that you can afford to have at home in case of an emergency. Because if your place is totally locked down on quarantine, you're not going to be able to get out to an ATM. And if you get to an ATM, will they have any money in there because everybody's been hitting them up because the banks are closed? So I am just suggesting that you have some cash available in your home, anywhere from 50 to as much as you can have, just to kind of have under the mattress for just in case. So Cal says she's got plenty of coffee, and I did pick up some coffee when I went to the store. I don't need any right now because I gave up coffee for Lent. So I'm not drinking any, but I thought, well, gosh, you know, Easter will be here. And if we're still on lockdown when Easter's over, I'm going to want some coffee. So I just bought one box. So Lynn Kelly says we need to do whatever we can to keep our stress and anxiety level down. And that's true. So that was why I thought you might consider doing some videos that are just plain old regular videos. Like the cleaning videos can be so relaxing for many people. But now, if you're a mental health therapist out there, I don't know if we have any out there that does that, then what you might want to do is consider putting up a video on how to relax and during this time of crisis. That would be a good video for someone to do if you're into mental health. So, Tablescape Diva, you didn't tell me your name. Police are stationed at the Walmarts and other stores to stop fights over tissue and cleaning supplies? Really? I have not seen that, but I tell you what, when I was getting ready to leave Walmart, they had just brought out a new collection of toilet tissue. And I mean, people swarmed the guy before he could even get them on the shelf. There were like 2 or 3 of them trying to get it up on the shelf, and they were limiting them to just like 2 packages. But yeah, so now Tablescape Diva said that her dad's VA home is closed to visitors and you're visiting via monitor. Well, my mom is in rehab at a care center, and when I went there on Monday, I was greeted at the door with a lady that's saying you've got to use hand sanitizer before you come in, and you need to wear a mask. And they asked the questions about whether or not you've been out of the country, if you've been in one of these other states, and they took your temperature. The next day, I got a phone call that said we are closing the facility to all visitors. So no visitors could come in. The only reason I was able to get in there on Friday was because I had to pick her up and bring her home for the home visit. Otherwise, we've just been calling her on the phone, and she doesn't remember how to work the iPad. So we don't have anything there to do like FaceTime or anything like that with her. Thrift Queen says she's just going to stay in for the next few weeks and relaxing. She's going to do a little organizing, spring decor, but mostly relaxing. Okay, cool. Gotcha. So Michelle doesn't have any cases in their county, and we don't have any cases in our county yet either. But now let me just show you. So here in the center, so this is my county right here in the center, but they've got cases there, there, and there in the counties that are around us. So you know it's just a matter of time. And those little counties around us, those people all come into our city to work, to shop, and those kinds of things. So it's just a matter of time. So it's not a matter of if, but when. So I style my style, and I think her name is Cheryl, said that her stores are wiped out of toilet paper, paper towels, potatoes, sugar, and oil. You know, when I was at the Walmart, they had plenty of sugar, they had plenty of oil. I didn't look for potatoes. There was no rice on the shelf, none. Potatoes, I only got a few potatoes left. I might need to pick some of those up. Okay, but so it's really going to be a challenge. And see, that could be another thing, how to cook what you've got. Makes me think of, well, I don't think it'll get this bad, but if it goes longer than a month, it could. But there was a scene in Gone with the Wind where Scarlett is talking to somebody and they're having rice, and that's all they have is rice. And she says, I'm so sick of rice without salt. Well, the army had come through and taken all of their food and only left them with rice. And they took all the spices, so they had no salt. They just had plain rice. And she said how sick she was of plain rice. Well, I'm like, I heard about a week or so ago when I was picking up some cleaning supplies at the CVS from the pharmacist, not the pharmacist, from the CVS manager, that one of her friends' husbands was a pharmacist at Kroger, and he had said how a certain population of the community was coming in buying a lot of rice. And when I went grocery shopping myself a few days later, and I went into my Kroger and I mentioned to the checkout guy to the stockman that I wanted to get some rice, and he said, I hope you got some because we got slammed yesterday. So when I was at Walmart a couple of days ago to get something else, and I wasn't looking for rice, but I was on that aisle looking for something else, the shelves where they normally would have bags and bags and bags, those huge bags of rice, empty. So there was no rice. So yeah. Tablescape Diva, her name is May. Okay, let me try to write that down and try to remember that. So Roundhouse with Cheryl says, yeah, she couldn't find rice either. And it goes back to your shop your pantry video, Denise. Yeah. So yeah, I got plenty of rice, guys. If you need some, I got about 3 or 4 pounds of rice. But again, we may be having rice since there's no potatoes. I've only got about 3 sweet potatoes because I bought 3 sweet potatoes when I got my grocery haul the other day. And I got, I didn't get any onions. I just got some sweet potatoes and carrots. So I've got 3 sweet potatoes. So we may be having a lot of rice. Marilyn said she got a 5-pound bag. Carol from My Blessed Nest just joined us. Hey, Carol. Right now we're talking about what are some of the issues or challenges you're having in your community associated with the crisis associated with this pandemic. So what are some of the struggles your community is facing? So Kimberly has the kitchen cleaning challenge this Tuesday, week 3 of the week 5. We can all participate and clean our kitchens. Yes, and that was the video that I did yesterday. I did sanitize my kitchen. I did that yesterday as in prep for Kimberly's video on Tuesday. And then I worked on my kitchen vignette yesterday in preparation for tomorrow. So yeah, there's that. So Kenya, your hubby doesn't like rice, but then you better get some potatoes or you better get some noodles. So Leah was saying if you have an Oriental store, well, it's Asian store. Number one, Leah, it's an Asian store. They sell rice in 25-pound bags, but do they have some right now? See, that's the thing. So at Kroger and Walmart, they will usually have those like 3, 4, and 5-pound bags of rice, or even those big 20-pound bags of rice. But right now, do they have them? Because a lot of people hit them up last week for rice, anticipating this shortage. So there's that. So Carol says restaurants in her area are closing effective 9 p.m. tonight. So her son-in-law is now out of work. And that's the thing, too. When I did go shopping, I've got plenty of toilet tissue for the next couple of weeks. And it's just the hubby and I probably got enough toilet paper for 2 months. But I have more than just me to think about. I have my mom and my sister, and they're both disabled. So if they have trouble getting out, then that means I have to share what I have with them. And so I bought a little extra anticipating that. And then I have another sister who is disabled that lives in a home for like disabled and people over 55. And I'd have to support her with some things. So that's why I did get a few extra things. So Michelle says she has cleaning videos coming up tomorrow and Tuesday, and those will be helpful. And Michelle, I have to say, you have some of the funniest expressions in your thumbnails. They are just so cute, which is the whole purpose, I'm sure, to get people to see them. So, oh, Andrea said her job closed down for 2 weeks. What do you do, Andrea? And then Michelle says her hubby might have to start working from home. His company hasn't decided yet, which means you're going to have to start cooking lunches every day. So what are you going to fix him? Or are there more messes to clean up because he's working on his special projects or whatever? So Mary is in Rocky Mountain Springs, and she said almost all the jobs are closed there for the rest of March. So, yeah. So here's a thought. So if you're used to being home alone and the hubby's out working, if all of a sudden he's home because his job is either closed or he's working from home, what do you have to do differently? What are some tips or tricks that you can suggest so that you don't go stir crazy? That's another video. That's just a thought. So Mary said she got her kitchen vignette uploaded today. Oh, I don't have mine uploaded yet. I've got to get that uploaded and get the playlist done and all of that. I got a lot to do tonight. So Leah Rose says, my friend owns a bowling alley and movie theater. Zero income now. Hope the aid comes in soon for them. Yeah. So Andrea is a receptionist at Bristol Myers Squibb. So you guys are closed for a couple of weeks. May at Tablescape Diva says two of her sons in the corporate office has been told to work from home. Her nursing family is still required to work. Yeah, my husband said he had a dream that I was called in to work. Like they came to get me to have me come in to work, and he didn't want me to go. Joan's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She doesn't know if anything is closing. She hasn't heard of anything. Well, so yeah, Michelle, you usually pack hubby's lunch every day, but if he's at home, you won't be packing it. So what will you be doing differently now that hubby is home? You still got to make lunch, but are you going to pack it in those little thermoses for him to take, those little lunch boxes, or what? So what are you going to do differently? That's the thing. What are you doing differently to respond to this challenge? What are you doing differently? Now, when my youngest child was little, we did all kind of fun stuff. I'd take him for walks through the park. We would look for pine cones. My sister-in-law used to tease us and call us Yule Gibbons. So what are you going to do differently? So Andrea's got her kitchen vignette up and ready for tomorrow. I got to get the playlist ready, so I'll work on that. So Lynn Kelly says her youngest daughter moved to Salt Lake City and said all the stores were out of the emergency food, freeze-dried food, out of canned food, etc. I was surprised at all the canned goods that were kind of missing from the shelves when I went to Walmart. I'm thinking, and I did buy a few extra canned goods. I bought some canned green beans and corn, things like that, because I knew I was low. I had some in the freezer, but I thought, well, if the hubby just wants to open a can real quick, but I only picked up a couple. But yeah, people were picking up quite a few things. It is kind of crazy. So they'll be restocking, though, those shelves in probably tonight and tomorrow. They're closing early, rather they're closing at 11 and opening at 6 so that they have time to do all of that. Okay. So Marilyn says her and her hubby work for the same company and they're both on a work from home assignment. So they've set up two different office spaces. Okay, that makes sense. So see, now that's something interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's something to consider. Maybe you might want to share that. Uh, and then May says at Tablescape Diva, says that one son is in medicine. He's continually working. And then her daughter is a surgical nurse and they're still on duty. So yeah, they're going to still be on duty. And then Diva suggested that for Maryland or anyone working from home can show your workspaces. That's a great idea. Show how you set up your home office and how you're going to work from home, that kind of thing. So that's a great idea. Show that. Oh, so now Leah Rose said her Walmart is only open 9 to 6. Well, I saw the 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. on the news. So how my local Walmart is doing, I don't know. I'll check that out. But they are closing earlier so that they have time to restock and to kind of curb some of all this craziness. So it'll be interesting tomorrow to see what's what. So Marilyn says she's definitely going to consider doing a video where she shows her workspace. So we're getting some good ideas, guys, and you guys are sharing great ideas for other people. So yeah, some really good ideas. So I might ask though too, if you're still having to go out to work, like if you're an actively working nurse right now, or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to go out to work right now. What are you doing to keep yourself safe, to protect your family? Tell me about that. What are you doing? Like, for example, I was talking to a lady in the checkout line at Kroger. She was my cashier. She had on gloves while she was ringing people up. But one of the things that I suggested that she might consider doing, if possible, is before she picked up her children, once she went home, to change her clothes, like strip her clothes down, put them in the laundry, wash her hands, and then pick up her children so that she's not bringing anything into the house and then touching them. So there's that. So Andrea Mason, you're going to be working from home. Maybe you could show your homework assignment. I Style My Style, same thing. Going to be working from home so she could show her workspace. And here's the thing. Everybody's workspace is going to be a little bit different. But regardless of that or not, everyone's approach to how they share it, to how they talk about it, is going to be different. So there's that. So Andrea Mason said she wears gloves while she's at the store. So May says people in her area, they're asking for any for any retired and medical personnel to come back for this pandemic. Well, I still have my license. I keep it up to date, and I do work half a day teaching a really nice class called Healthy Populations. It's like a baby public health community nursing class, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I'm in that high risk category. Oh, there's a really good article that I found. I'll try to remember to link it below too, that if you are over 60 or have a family member over 60 that you should read, because it says people over 60 should just buy groceries and then stay hunkered down at home because they're really the ones that are at risk. So Karen Jeter says they're wearing gloves at work, but they're not allowing them to wear masks. And there's the thing too, masks really don't do you any good. Masks are for the people who are sick. So if you're caring for someone who's sick and they can't wear a mask, you can wear a mask. If you're sick and you're going out into the public, let's say you're going to go to the doctor, then you can wear a mask. But the masks don't do any good. And keep in mind too, that when you do wear a mask, if it's a plain old regular mask that most of us have access to, they're only good for 30 minutes. By the time they get wet and moist from your respirations, anything can pass through there. So they're no good after 30 minutes. You'd have to change them quite often. So there's also a shortage of gloves right now. Oh, so Mace, Thrifting Adventures, I forgot your name. You have to tell me. But she says that if anyone has a temp at work, they have to go home immediately. That's all they're doing. Well, That's one of the signs, is an elevated temperature. Leah said her last outing was Friday. I told my husband I don't plan to go back out again either. I'll probably have to go pick up my mom from the rehab center. She may be discharged on Tuesday, so I'll have to go and get her. But other than that, and then my sister lives about 5 minutes from me, and I might have to go there and help her with something. But other than that, and I've got little hand sanitizer, little, well, I didn't bring it in here, but I've got a little personalized one. Cheryl said she keeps hers with her at all times. Cheryl at I Style My Style, and you should. She says she keeps her hand sanitizer with her at all times. When she pumps gas, goes to the store, she uses it right after. So yes, if you pump gas, put your hand sanitizer on you as soon as you're done, then you get in your car, that kind of thing. Thrifting Adventures is Stephanie. I'm sorry, Stephanie. So now Marilyn says that they have their temp taken and checkpoints, and she can't film it because it's a government hospital. I'll bet you work for the VA, Marilyn. I was just talking to my one of my sorors earlier tonight, and she works for the VA, and she said they've really got some checkpoints and different things put in place for where she is. So yeah. So Andrea keeps her hand sanitizer on her at all times. Diva says masks, shoe covers, head covers, stripping off clothes at the back washroom. Okay. All right, Karen. So Karen's going to say good night. What time is it? Oh my, it's almost 9 o'clock. She's going to say good night. I'll get the notes tweaked for the open collabs. And so I guess we should get to that. I've been so busy chatting. So we've had lots of good ideas about what we can do, video content ideas that we can do to either help people relax, to take people's minds off of things, whatever, but just videos that we can make during this troubling time. We're not trying to be exploitive. We're just trying to be helpful, and we'll go from there. So good night. So there's that. So now let's talk real quick about the open invites and collabs, and then we better wrap this up because I just thought I got a couple things I need to get done tonight, and I got to get the playlist and other things ready for the challenge for tomorrow. So yeah, so let's go. All right. So now just real quick, what I'm going to do is just give you the names of the challenges, the ones that we've had all along. If I've got any new ones in, then I'll give you the details about those. So tomorrow, March 16th, is my Spring Kitchen Vignette 2020 challenge. And those videos drop at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then March 17th is the Spring Clean With Me series that Kimberly Davis was doing. And that is on Tuesday. And this one is focused on the kitchen. And March 18th is the Useful DIY Challenge with Moomdas at Life Handmade. And her co-host is April Adair Shares. And I take that back. It is not March 18th. She had to change that date, I do believe. Yes. So scratch that. I've got Moomdas on here twice. Because March 18th is the Latina Next Door's the Look for Less challenge, I believe. March 19th is the Spring Tablescape Decor 2020 with Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget and co-hosted by Saving with Miss V. Now that's again March 19th. And Marilyn, if I got that date wrong, let me know. And the title is Spring Tablescape Decor 2020. You're going to upload a video showing a spring tablescape. You must include spring colors and spring florals and or succulents. And include both host and co-host. And include both of their names and their links in your description box. You're going to mention them in your video. And the playlist will be available on March 18th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So now, Marilyn, yep, I got it right. Okay. All right. March 20th is the Spring Coffee Bar Beverage Station Challenge, co-hosted by King's Decor Corner. And this Spring Coffee Bar, I believe this is Diva's challenge. Somehow or another, I left her name off of there. But that's Diva Designing on a Dime with Kimberly Kimberly Davis, and then Kenya's Decor Corner is her co-host. Also on March 20th is the Mantle Decor Challenge. Let's see if I got that right. No, March 20th comes off. March 21st is the DIY Mommy Spring DIY and Decor Challenge. We talked about that one. March 22nd, Spring is in the Air Tablescape with Breeze Project Book and Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. March 23rd is the Useful DIY Challenge hosted by Mumdas at Life Handmade and April Adair Shares. And they want you to create something related to organization. So they want you to look around your house, find something in need that you need to do, or you need something organized somewhere, and you are to create that thing. And I think I got something off here. Let me just check real quick. Let me search Stephanie. Well, why isn't my... All right. Well, Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me, I'm thinking you've got a challenge on the 21st. A mantle challenge, I believe. So I'm thinking if you could hit me up again. I can't find that email. For some reason, it's not showing me anything on my email list. But March 20th is the Spring Coffee Bar Challenge hosted by Diva Designing on a Dime and co-hosted by Kenya's Decor Corner. And then March 21st, the DIY Mommy Spring DIY and Decor Challenge. March 22nd is Spring is in the Air Tablescape with Breeze Project Book and Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. March 23rd, the Useful DIY Challenge, which you're going to create something that you're going to need to organize. March 24th is the Spring Clean With Me series by Kimberly Davis, and this one is the closet or the pantry. And March 25th is Artsy Cupcake Spring Artsy Cupcake and DIY Challenge. And here you can use any kind of a spring themed cupcakes or spring cupcake DIY, like a cupcake plate, stand, tray, platter, whatever, or both. And mention that your video is a part of the Spring Artsy Cupcake Challenge. And mention the host, Lisa Birmingham. And video upload date is March 25th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. March 27th is the Spring Entry Challenge, Spring Entryway Challenge, hosted by Tammy Thompson, TMG, or TVMG. And then March 27th is also, it's a Spring Affair, a seasonal challenge hosted by me, myself, and I'm DIYing it. And the co-host is Designs by CCW. And what they want you to do is to create using seasonal decor in your kitchen, bedroom, living room, den, or any space in your home. And you're going to create it, design it, style it for spring, called It's a Spring Affair. And they're going to be doing this seasonally. And tell us about the theme you're using. And then video upload date is March 27th. Oh, you know what? Now, Robin asked, is there one with Heidi Sonball on 316? And you know, I forgot. There probably is. And I was thinking that we already passed that, but I'm going to double check. Let's look. March 16th is I think there might be something with Heidi Sonbol, but I don't have it down. Let's see if I can get something on here. I think there is one with Heidi Sonbol, but for some reason, let me get in my... Moomdas, because she was the one that told me about that. Well, I'm not finding it right now, but I do believe. So now Tammy Thompson said she thinks Heidi might have changed her date. If Heidi changed her date, I am not aware of that. But Moomdas did let me know that the Look for Less challenge is going to be on the 18th, so they changed theirs to the 23rd, so they didn't bump heads. And then Heidi Sonbo's Dessert DIY or Desert DIY. No, Heidi Sonbo and Desert DIY or Dessert DIY are hosting a Trash to Treasure challenge on March 16th at 1 o'clock. So yes. So Tammy said she thinks they might have changed their date. If they have, I'm not aware of that. And let's see, where are we? Let's see, we got down to March 25th. March 27th was the Spring Entryway Challenge with Tammy Thompson, MGTVMG, as well as it's a Spring Affair. Now, this is a new one. This March 27th is Spring Affair. And I think I just mentioned it. It's hosted by me, myself, and I'm DIYing it, and co-host Designs by CCW. So yeah, I did just mention that one, where you are to use seasonal decor to decorate any area of your home, talk about the theme, and then video upload date is March 27th. And then on March 28th is the Pretty in Pink Easter Tablescape 2020 with fabulous designs on a budget and Diva designing on a dime. That one sounds fun. The Pretty in Pink Tablescape Challenge. That really sounds fun. And it's to be an Easter tablescape. And so you create a tablescape using a pink theme, and the upload date is March 28th at 7 a.m. Eastern. And they do have a hashtag that you are to use. There is also another challenge on March 28th, and this one is using trash to create treasure, hosted by Casey at Coffee with My Sunshine. And then she's going to have a co-host, which is yet to be announced. And she's going to be doing this challenge monthly. And then on March 30th is my Moonlight Clean with Me for Spring 2020. And so there's that. You just clean something after dark. And let's see, March 31st is the Spring Clean With Me series, the last one in the series with Kimberly Davis, and you get to pick the space in your home for that one. April 1st is the third installment in the 90-day health journey challenge hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget. And then on April 4th is also the Spring Coffee Table Decor Challenge hosted by Suye at My Style, My Colors. And you know she does this every quarter. So that was on April 4th. April 11th is the Spring Bar Cart Collaboration with Fabulous Designs on a Budget and Diva at Kimberly Davis, Diva Designing on a Dime, where you style your bar cart for Easter or spring and then also create a drink. So that's always fun. Video upload date is April 11th at 7 a.m. Eastern. They'll have a hashtag and the playlist will be available the day before in the evening. And then on April 18th, there's going to be a Glitter, Glam, and Glitz Tablescape Challenge hosted by Fabulous Designs on a Budget and Diva Designing on a Dime. Glitter, Glam, and Glitz Tablescape Challenge. So they want you to bring the bling. And they will have a hashtag for you. So they want you to bring the bling and bring the sparkle. So that should be fun. And then Tammy Thompson, TVMG, says she has a multiple sclerosis awareness tablescape on March 31st. So let me get that on the list. Hun, you need something? Nope. So March 31st is the MS tablescape awareness. So MS Tablescape Awareness by Tammy Thompson, TVMG, on March 31st. So it's a collab on that date. And then Diva said it is not her that is going to be with the which one, Diva? Oh, on the Glitter and Glam. Okay. Okay, not Diva on the Glitter and Glam. I'll make that correction. It's just fab. Oh, is Diva decorating? Oh, okay. I'll find that and make that correction. And then no, I did not mention the Goodwill Challenge on the 20th. March 20th, is that the Goodwill Challenge? I will get that on here. Okay, thank you for that one. So I'll get those on here. And Wendy Always Busy is co-hosting the Easter Tablescape with If It Ain't Cheap, I'm Not Buying It. I thought I had that on the list. Where is it? That's on April 4th. I did not mention that one because I remember seeing that. Okay, April 4th. I remember that one. Easter Tablescape. With If It Ain't Cheap. Sometimes when I do a copy and paste from some notes to the others, I miss something. And I remember doing that one. So I must have left that one off by mistake because I remember looking at her invite video. And If It Ain't Cheap, I'm Not Buying It. And Me, Myself, and DIYing It. And Wendy Always Busy. Okay, I'll get that correction made. And then Thrift Queen Joan Brody has Hop Into Spring Easter Tablescape on April 5th. Michelle says it's April. Let's see, where is that? April, March 27th. March 27th. I'll go to her channel and look for it, Michelle. So thank you for that. But I will go to her channel and look. And then Joan Brody, Hop Into Spring on April 5th. I'll get it in. Hop Into Spring. Okay. All right. Have I missed any more? I'm glad we got the time to talk about it. So this way I can get, like you see where I've got stuff written all over the page, but then I can get that edited and then get it tweaked, and then I'll get it in the description box tonight. So when you guys jump on tomorrow, you guys have that in there. So I'll get that done. Anything else? All right. Well, I think that should be it then. So don't forget, if you guys want to start doing product reviews on your channel, download my free product review checklist, and I can you can get immediate access to that and start doing product reviews on your channel, product reviews the right way. And also, if you're interested in the food bundle, the inventory for the freezer, fridge, and pantry inventory, no, by all means, share this video on your group page. I would love you to share it. But yeah, if you want the bundle for your freezer, fridge, pantry inventory, the meal plan, or the grocery shopping list, just send me an email and I'll send it out. And yeah, ladies, I'm tired too. I got to go. I can still smell those greens, but they must not have burned up, or the hubby would have come up and said something. All right, so good night, ladies. Even though you're working from home, you still got to log in on time. Yeah, I get it. So this was a great discussion. I really like it sometimes when we just kind of free flow. So I got some things I got to get done tonight too. So see ya. Good night. Yes, stay healthy, ladies in the sister circles. Stay healthy.